So your family bought lots and lots of toilet paper, and now you have lots and lots of these. What can you do with them? Well, I'm going to show you how to make a fish. The first thing you're going to need, of course, is a toilet paper tube. Then you're going to need some paints. You can also use crayons, or you could even use markers. You're going to need paintbrushes if you're painting, a wide one for the tube itself, and then a thin one for any details. You'll need some scissors, some glue, googly eyes if you want to use those, or a pencil. And we're going to use it two ways. So let me stop for just a second and get us all set up. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to flatten your tube. So you just squish it until it's all flat. Just press down along the edges, and then you're going to paint it. And remember I said if you're going to paint it, you want to use the wide brush for doing the tube itself. You might notice that I put all of my paint in one of the plastic lids I have from, actually it was from takeout, some Chinese takeout. And I find that that keeps it contained and easy to get at. You may decide you want to do the painting before you squish it. It doesn't really matter either way. But you're going to want to paint the whole thing. And then, of course, you're going to want to let it dry. Now that my base coat is dry, what I want to do is I want to trim off the front and cut a couple of lines here. I've marked them with pencil, but I'm going to go over them with marker so you can see exactly what I mean. You're going to do a line in the front for the fish's mouth and head, and then two lines, one from the top and one from the bottom, that are angled to point at the tail. Those are going to be the fins. So once you've got those, take your scissors and just trim those. Trim the front, and remember with the back you're just cutting two slits. So one here and one here. Just like that. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to fold it in like that and like this. So you're folding the point of that cut that you made towards the back. Fold it front ways and then fold it backwards too, just so you've got some firm creases. And then this is the fun part. What you're going to do is open your fish a little bit and push in on that so that that fold that you just made is now inside the fish. We'll do it on the other side. You folded it front and back, then open the fish a little bit, push in, and that'll fold right to the inside. Mine's getting caught on the other side, but that's fine. Now it's looking a little more fishy, isn't it? If you want, you can cut a V in the back. You don't have to though, but that's what I did with mine over here. Then what I did was I drew some lines on to be guidelines for when I was going to paint the white on. I'm making mine a Nemo fish, a clownfish, so I wanted to have white stripes on it. So if you wanted to do something like that, you can draw in with your pencil ahead of time because you're going to paint right over it. So we'll do a little bit in the front here. Make sure you're leaving room up front for his eyes. So there's one, and then one going back, and then one around the tail. And then you're going to paint using your fine brush. I used the white paint to fill in those. I used the black paint along the back end, like here. And as I said, I trimmed mine a little bit. And then I actually used a marker to do the outlines of those white stripes because I thought my brush was not going to make it nice and even, and I wanted it just to be a hint of black around the end. And then the only thing that you have left is to put on an eye. Now you can use Google Eyes if you have some of those at home, but I actually decided I wanted mine to be, well, not quite that big. So what I did was I took my pencil. Remember I said we were going to use it two ways? We used it first to trace, and now we're going to use the eraser end. And I'm just going to dip it in that black, stamp it off a little bit, and then I'm going to stamp his eye on. And there's my fish, all made out of a toilet paper tube. Pretty neat, don't you think? Thanks for stopping by.
All the fish are swimming in the water, swimming in the water, swimming in the water. All the fish are swimming in the water. Bubble, bubble, bubble.
Today we are going to make a very handy project with toilet paper tube rolls, and it's going to be a 1 mil toilet paper tube roll. And some of the things that you need to make this is 1 toilet paper roll, markers, a pen, scissors, construction paper if you have any. I did not have any, so I am recycling a paper bag. This one is a Target bag, and it has like the nice Target circle logos, and I thought it was kind of cute, so we're going to use that. And you're going to need a fastener to put the design on the toilet paper tube. And so I did not have a fastener, so I am using a nice kind of like safety pin type of thing to hold it in place. And so what we're going to do is I've colored my tube already, and I kind of found a highlighter and another highlighter or marker kind of lying around the house. So it has a orange and blue design to it. And you are going to draw 5 triangles connected. I don't know if you can see that there. And once that's done, you are going to cut that out. And that is going to be our 1 mil. You want to be careful that you don't cut the center. And we're going to take our fastener, put it in the center. And now we have our 1 mil. And I like this because it makes kind of like a cool design with it. So here is our toilet paper tube 1 mil. I hope you enjoy this and you try it at home yourself.
Hi everyone, this is Stephanie from the Wood Library, and I thought that I would join Mary and Alexis in presenting a little toilet paper tube craft. So what we're going to be making today are very simple pillow boxes. So what you're going to need are, of course, toilet paper tubes, paint. I have a ton of acrylic and I'm just going with white today so that it's easiest to see what I'm doing. You're going to need paint brushes. Oops. Any size will do, whatever you have around. Usually people have some kind of paintbrush around the house. I have a little paint palette, but regular kitchen plate will do just fine for that. And then I also have a glass of water for rinsing my brushes, because that's just how my mama raised me. And then I have a paper towel to put them on when I'm done. So what we're gonna do is take your paper towel roll. I'm gonna make sure that I have enough paint, I think I do, and just get started. Rinse, rinse, rinse the brush. So I'm that aside, and I have painted one already in advance. So once it's painted and dried, you're just going to smoosh it. And I'm gonna take a smaller paintbrush, and I have some other colors too that I was gonna use for my design. Normally I would go with pink because that is definitely my favorite color, but I think today we'll go with orange. Just make sure you always shake really well and cross your fingers that they haven't gotten all goopy on the inside. Okay, so we've got the orange paint. And I got a little brush, so I'm just doing a little one. I have no idea if you guys can see the size of that. And how do I want to do this? I think I'm just going to do some polka dots. Once I'm started on that polka dot train, it's hard for me to stop. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do a little teal too. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the end of this paintbrush because it's pretty flat. It's small, but it's flat. So I'm gonna dip it into this other color and okay, now I'm gonna let that one dry. We're back and everything is dry. We've got our polka dots. We're good to go to actually make the box now. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna start at the corners and just gently push in and press down. Just to make like kind of like a little smiley face. And then just make sure that that's folded and then turn it over. So it's gonna look like that. And then just do that. So now we have our little pillow boxes. But what? How did that? Oh, it's like magic. Harry Potter and Hedwig. I hope everybody had a good time making little toilet paper pillow boxes today. Have fun.